https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=JYPLTOFNE. Stop what you are doing right now, because what just emerged from the neon-lit depths of Las Vegas isn't just another industry rumor. It is a nuclear-level betrayal that will forever shatter everything you thought you knew about hip-hop's ultimate golden couple. Are you truly ready for this? Because the internet has officially lost its absolute mind, and the fallout is growing bigger by the second. Pictures fade, but raw surveillance footage lasts forever. And what just got leaked into encrypted Telegram groups and shady burner DMs across the world isn't just shocking, it is straight-up scandalous. Papoose, the man who spent over a decade marketing himself as the undisputed poster child for unconditional husband loyalty, has reportedly tied the knot in a secret late-night drive-through Vegas ceremony. But wait until you hear who was standing on the other side of that altar in a white floor-length gown. None other than the undefeated, two-time Olympic boxing champion, Claressa Shields. I wish I was making this up, but the receipts are stacking up faster than casino chips on a winning streak. And where was Remy Ma while all of this midnight madness went down? According to deep-level hotel insiders, she wasn't halfway across the country. She was in the exact same hotel building, 4 floors above in a luxury spa suite, waiting for a romantic dinner. When that leaked video landed on her phone, witnesses say the breakdown was instantaneous and explosive. Glass shattered, screaming echoed down the hallway, and a decade of devotion crumbled in 45 seconds flat. Grab your popcorn and brace yourselves, because the truth is ugly, the tapes are real, and we are diving straight into the dirtiest betrayal of the year. Before we dive straight into the dirty details of this midnight desert disaster, we have to talk about the main players involved in this mess, and how we got to a point where a decade-long image of untouchable hip-hop loyalty just got atomized into pure dust. For years, Papoose was sold to the culture as the holy grail of male devotion. We are talking about the man who famously stood by Remy Ma during her 6-year state prison bid, holding down the fort, writing endless letters, giving interviews, and reminding every single person with a microphone that his love was ironclad, unbreakable, and eternal. He built his entire brand, his music career, and his public persona on being the ultimate patient, unwavering partner. Fans literally use Papoose and Remy as the benchmark for real love in an industry that is notoriously famous for quick divorces and backstabbing affairs. When they renewed their vows on national television during Love and Hip Hop, half the internet was crying tears of joy, pointing at the screen and saying that true love still exists in hip hop. But behind that quiet, composed, humble exterior, it seems Papoose was playing a completely different game under cover of darkness. Enter Claressa Shields, the self-proclaimed GWI, the greatest woman of all time, an undefeated boxing legend, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and a woman who has built her entire career on knocking people out cold in the ring. But now, according to the chaotic storm sweeping across social media, she has added the title of homewrecker to her list of accolades. How on earth did an elite champion athlete and the poster boy for marriage loyalty end up exchanging vows in a cheap Las Vegas drive-through chapel at 2 in the morning? To answer that, you have to look at the subtle breadcrumbs and industry whispers that everyone completely ignored over the last several months. There were quiet sightings at VIP events in Miami, mysterious backstage appearances, and even a paparazzi photo from 3 months ago where Claressa was caught wearing an oversized leather jacket that sharp-eyed fans later matched to Papoose's exact wardrobe collection. At the time, everyone laughed it off. People said there was no way Papoose would ever cheat on Remy Ma, especially not with a high-profile athlete, because his entire identity was tied to being Remy's rock. Well, the joke is completely on the public because those quiet whispers were actually the smoke before the massive forest fire. Deep-level sources within the entertainment industry are now confirming that Papoose and Claressa have been conducting an intense, highly secretive romance for almost 8 months. And we aren't talking about a casual flirtation over direct messages. We are talking about private jets, stealth hotel bookings, and encrypted phone calls arranged through third-party personal assistants. While Remy Ma was out touring, working on her music, making television appearances, and publicly praising her faithful husband in podcast interviews, Papoose was reportedly busy coordinating a double life that culminated in the most reckless Vegas stunt in modern pop culture history. To understand the sheer level of disrespect involved here, you have to look at the environment where this alleged wedding went down. We aren't talking about a classy, high-end resort ceremony with white roses, close family members, and champagne toasts. We are talking about a cheap, neon-lit, drive-through wedding chapel located on the shady outer edges of the Las Vegas Strip, operating long past midnight when the main casinos clear out and the streets are filled with drunk tourists and blurred neon signs. According to an insider who works for a private security firm on the Strip, Papoose booked a specialized after-hours package roughly 24 hours before the event actually took place. He paid for the entire service in physical cash. No credit cards, no digital banking trails, no paper records that could ever pop up on a shared household account or trigger a bank notification on Remy's phone. He even used a fake alias, booking the chapel under the name Marcus Vance, completely believing that paying a couple $1,000s in $100 bills would guarantee absolute anonymity. He clearly forgot that in Las Vegas, somebody is always watching, somebody is always recording, and loyalty stops the second someone holds up a smartphone with an HD camera. The ceremony itself was an absolute comedy of errors that feels more like a fever dream than real life. According to the photographer, who was paid extra to keep his mouth shut, but obviously couldn't resist talking once the internet exploded, the entire event lasted less than 10 minutes. There was no orchestra, no family, and no wedding party. The officiant performing the legal ceremony was a hired Elvis impersonator wearing oversized gold aviator sunglasses, a sweat-stained sequin jumpsuit, and holding a squeaky Bluetooth speaker playing a recorded loop of instrumental wedding music. Standing right there beside him in a dimly lit parking lot bay was Papoose, dressed in a sleek white tuxedo jacket, slipping a massive diamond ring onto Claressa Shields' finger while she stood in a full floor-length satin wedding gown. The audio captured on the shaky balcony tape that started this whole internet meltdown tells an even darker story. While the Bluetooth speaker was buzzing in the background, the Elvis impersonator reached the standard part of the ceremony where he asked if there was any legal or moral reason why these two individuals should not be joined in holy matrimony. Instead of standing in solemn silence, Papoose literally let out a soft chuckle, turned his head toward the chapel wall, and said a line that will go down in gossip history as the ultimate cold-blooded line. He whispered, quote, "A few, but they're 4 floors up right now." That wasn't just a joke. That was a direct reference to his actual legal living wife, Remy Ma, who was sitting in the very same building at that exact moment. While Papoose was downstairs making cheap jokes to a fake Elvis and signing a piece of paper with a woman who wasn't his wife, Remy Ma was 4 floors above in a private hotel spa suite. She was under the complete impression that she and Papoose were on a romantic, long-overdue weekend getaway to recharge their marriage. She had booked luxury spa treatments, ordered expensive late-night room service, and was casually texting Papoose's phone asking him when he was coming back upstairs with the champagne. She had zero idea that her husband of over a decade was literally downstairs in the driveway of the same property, putting a ring on another woman's hand and promising her a brand new life. The level of calculated coldness required to pull off something like that, while your actual spouse is waiting for you in a robe upstairs, is almost psychopathic. But as we all know, secrets in Sin City have a funny way of crawling out from under the carpet, and the moment that burner video hit Remy's phone screen, the fake fairy tale came crashing down in the most explosive way imaginable. The exact second that shaky 45-second video file landed in Remy Ma's inbox via an anonymous burner account with 0 followers, the peaceful atmosphere inside that $4,000 a night penthouse suite vanished into thin air. According to eyewitness statements from hotel staff and night shift room service workers who were on the floor at the time, the reaction was immediate, violent, and utterly terrifying. We are talking about a full-scale emotional detonation. The quiet hallways of the luxury resort were suddenly shattered by the sound of screaming, cursing, and heavy glass slamming against the marble walls. A high-end waiter who was delivering a late-night fruit platter to a neighboring room claimed he distinctly heard Remy screaming at the top of her lungs, shouting about 10 years of her life thrown in the trash, followed by the deafening crash of a $300 bottle of red wine obliterating a floor-to-ceiling mirror. When hotel security rushed up to check on the noise, they found the suite in total disarray, with furniture turned over and Remy standing in the center of the living area holding her phone with trembling hands, repeating the same sentence over and over again. "He did this downstairs. He did this while I was waiting for him downstairs." The hotel staff was reportedly so rattled by the sheer intensity of her rage and heartbreak that they had to call down to guest management just to ensure nobody was physically injured. But the physical damage to the room was nothing compared to the psychological damage inflicted on Remy's entire existence. Imagine standing by a man through thick and thin, defending his name in every street and every industry boardroom, only to watch a video clip of him laughing with a fake Elvis while exchanging vows with an Olympic boxer in a dusty parking lot drive-thru. By 3 in the morning, the news was no longer confined to that ruined penthouse suite. The leaked video, which had been uploaded to a temporary file-sharing site, was downloaded by quick-thinking hip-hop blogs, Reddit moderators, and underground gossip channels before the original burner account was completely scrubbed from the internet. Within 2 short hours, the hashtag Papoose Exposed was trending #1 worldwide on X, formerly known as Twitter. The internet didn't just react. It imploded. TikTok creators immediately started producing multi-part breakdown videos, freezing every single frame of the footage to verify the authenticity of the clip. They cross-referenced the unique tattoo on Papoose's wrist, the exact watch he was wearing in his Instagram story 4 hours earlier, and the custom designer dress Claressa Shields had been spotted wearing at a VIP dinner in downtown Vegas earlier that evening. The evidence was overwhelming, airtight, and completely undeniable. The public reaction was split into 2 wildly chaotic camps. On one side, millions of heartbroken fans who had idolized Papoose and Remy as the ultimate hip-hop power couple began launching a massive digital assault on Papoose's social media pages. His comment sections were flooded with hundreds of thousands of snake emojis, scam warnings, and scathing essays condemning him as the biggest fraud in music history. Fans were posting old clips of Papoose giving inspirational speeches about holding down your woman, playing them side by side with the Vegas footage, calling him an absolute hypocrite who traded a decade of genuine loyalty for a cheap desert stunt. On the other side of the internet, sports fans and pop culture internet sleuths turned their sights directly onto Claressa Shields. Her Instagram posts were swiftly overwhelmed by angry commentary, with users accusing her of using her celebrity status to tear down another black woman's marriage, leaving comments like, "You might be undefeated in the ring, but you just took the biggest loss of your life in real life." As the morning sun hit the Vegas Strip, the leaked reports from anonymous hotel employees and event planners began pouring in like a broken dam, revealing even more absurd details about the planning behind this midnight circus. An anonymous valet attendant who worked the VIP garage that night came forward on an encrypted podcast interview, claiming he personally parked a matte black Rolls-Royce Phantom that was rented under a shady corporate alias named Pamela Productions, a known front company previously tied to Claressa's promotional team. The valet stated that Papoose tipped him a crisp $100 bill just to keep the car parked in a blacked-out loading bay right near the chapel exit, away from any streetlights or paparazzi cameras. The valet recalled Papoose looking visibly nervous, constantly adjusting his white jacket, checking his phone every 30 seconds, and looking over his shoulder as if he expected a SWAT team or Remy Ma herself to come charging around the corner at any given second. Even more disturbing were the leaked financial details provided by a whistleblower inside the hotel's guest services department. According to internal receipts that were quietly shared with top-tier gossip outlets, Papoose had allegedly racked up thousands of dollars in cash payments over a 48-hour period to keep various low-level venue staff silent. He paid off security guards to clear out the side hallway leading to the chapel, paid extra to disable the physical camera chimes on the chapel entry doors, and even attempted to buy out the digital hard drives of the chapel's automated security system. But what he failed to realize in his desperate, paranoid rush was that the chapel's upper balcony wasn't private property. It was connected to an adjacent public parking structure where an off-duty valet staffer was standing on a break, smoking a cigarette, and holding an iPhone with a pristine 4K camera lens. The corporate and industry backlash was almost instantaneous. By noon the following day, several independent brands and media networks that had active endorsement deals with Papoose began quietly pulling their promotional banners from their websites. A prominent urban lifestyle brand that was scheduled to launch a collaborative clothing line celebrating Black love and family values with Papoose immediately issued a press release stating that the campaign had been indefinitely suspended due to unforeseen shifts in brand alignment. Gossip columns began reporting that executive producers for Love and Hip Hop were holding emergency board meetings, practically salivating at the potential ratings explosion if they could secure the rights to film the chaotic fallout, while simultaneously scrambling to figure out if Papoose's contract contained a morality clause that could get him booted from the network entirely. While the digital world was burning down around them, the 3 people at the center of this storm took completely different approaches to surviving the initial blast wave. Claressa Shields' high-price crisis PR team went into absolute lockdown mode, disabling her Instagram comment section, canceling 3 major sports radio interviews that had been scheduled for that afternoon, and releasing a cold, robotic statement that read, "Ms. Shields is currently entirely focused on her upcoming training camp and athletic obligations. She does not comment on personal rumors, unverified media clips, or manufactured tabloid sensationalism." But nobody was buying the corporate double talk. Fans immediately pointed out that issuing a robotic PR statement instead of simply saying, "I didn't marry a married man," was practically an explicit admission of guilt. Meanwhile, Papoose completely vanished into thin air. His phone went straight to voicemail, his management team refused to pick up calls from journalists, and his location was entirely unknown for over 12 straight hours. But as bad as things looked for the newly anointed villain of the internet, everyone was waiting on just one person to break the silence. Everyone was holding their breath, waiting to see what the queen of New York rap, Remy Ma, was going to do next. The silence from her camp wasn't just quiet, it felt like the calm before a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane hit the entire entertainment industry. And when that hurricane finally hit, it didn't arrive with a screaming Instagram live rant or a desperate, tear-filled statement released through a tabloid publicist. It arrived at exactly 2:17 in the morning, when Remy Ma broke her deafening silence with a single surgical strike that sent shockwaves through the entire rap community. She posted a solitary Instagram story featuring a pitch-black screen with no caption, no tag names, and no long-winded explanation. The only sound attached to the post was the loud, crystal-clear audio of Rihanna's famous hit song Take a Bow, specifically looping the exact line where the lyrics aggressively declare, "You look so dumb right now, standing outside my house." Within 5 minutes of that story going live, over 2 million people had viewed it, screen recorded it, and reposted it across every major social media network on the planet. Shortly after that chilling post went viral, fans noticed something even more dramatic unfolding on her official pages. Every single picture featuring Papoose, spanning over 12 years of anniversaries, birthday celebrations, red carpet appearances, and romantic vacations, was systematically wiped from her account. Years of shared history, erased in a matter of 20 minutes. She unfollowed Papoose, blocked Claressa Shields, and changed her main profile avatar to a solid black circle. For a woman known throughout her legendary career for her aggressive lyrics, quick temper, and absolute unwillingness to back down from a fight, this ice-cold, methodical detachment was far more terrifying than any shouting match could ever be. It was a clear, unmistakable message to the world that the marriage wasn't just undergoing a rough patch. It was completely, permanently, and ruthlessly dead. Behind closed doors, the legal machinery was already moving at breakneck speed. High-level legal sources close to Remy's camp have confirmed that she immediately assembled a top-tier team of high-powered New York matrimonial attorneys to assess the full, terrifying scope of what went down in that Vegas chapel. And this is where the story shifts from a trashy tabloid scandal into a potentially life-ruining legal disaster for Papoose. Because according to public court records and official state filings, Papoose and Remy Ma are still very much legally married under the eyes of the law. There was no finalized divorce decree, no signed legal separation agreement, and no formal dissolution of their marriage on record anywhere in the United States. Which means if that midnight Vegas ceremony was actually registered with the Clark County Marriage License Bureau, Papoose didn't just commit the ultimate romantic betrayal, he potentially committed the actual state crime of bigamy. Under Nevada law, marrying a second person while still legally wed to another individual is a serious offense that carries severe legal penalties, including heavy court fines and actual prison time. Legal experts are already chiming in across major news networks, speculating that Remy's legal team isn't just going after a standard divorce settlement. They are reportedly preparing a massive legal offensive designed to systematically dismantle Papoose's financial empire, claim full ownership of their joint intellectual property, and strip him of his executive royalty shares from their shared television ventures and music publishing catalogs. While the legal storm gathers overhead, the public fallout surrounding Claressa Shields has reached an absolute boiling point. An anonymous insider from inside Claressa's inner circle leaked a series of frantic text messages to a UK-based gossip network, revealing that the undefeated boxing champion is currently spiraling in total panic behind closed doors. According to the leaked messages, Claressa claims she was utterly manipulated by Papoose, who allegedly swore up and down on his life that his marriage with Remy was completely over, that the court paperwork was already signed, and that they were simply keeping the news quiet from the public until his upcoming album rollout was completed. If those leaked texts are genuine, it means Papoose played both women with the precision of a seasoned con artist, feeding Remy promises of a romantic getaway, while feeding Claressa promises of a brand new, highly publicized life together. Unsurprisingly, the internet has shown absolutely zero mercy to anyone involved. Online activists and disappointed fans have organized massive virtual boycotts, filling sports forums and boxing community pages with demands for fight promoters to drop Claressa from upcoming pay-per-view cards until she addresses the public directly. Memes are flooding TikTok by the thousands, showing hilarious split-screen edits comparing Papoose's famous loyalty speeches from past television interviews with shaky clips of him standing in front of an Elvis impersonator at 2 in the morning. A viral parody account called Remy's Revenge created a mock documentary trailer titled Loyalty Ain't Enough, which racked up over 3 million views on YouTube in under 12 hours. Even major hip-hop figures and reality television producers have quietly begun weighing in on the chaos. An executive producer from Love and Hip Hop reportedly told industry insiders that the entire situation is the most chaotic, unscripted, and unbelievable storyline we have ever witnessed in 2 decades of television. At this point, the entire